dietary staple across Africa and Asia for thousands of years, and modern science is finally catching up to what those cultures have known all along. A single cooked cup of millet delivers roughly 76 milligrams of magnesium, which is about 19% of the daily recommended intake for older adults. But here's where it gets really interesting. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition analyzed the mineral absorption rates of millet compared to common supplements and found that the magnesium in millet was absorbed 33% more efficiently when consumed as part of a whole meal. The researchers attributed this to millet's unique combination of slowly digestible starch and soluble fiber, which slows transit time in the gut and gives the intestinal lining more opportunity to pull magnesium into the bloodstream. That's something no capsule can replicate. Millet is also naturally gluten-free, which makes it a safe choice for anyone dealing with digestive sensitivities that become more common after 60. On top of the magnesium content, millet is rich in phosphorus, manganese, and B vitamins, particularly niacin, which supports healthy cholesterol levels. A 2020 meta-analysis in the journal Nutrients reviewed 11 clinical trials and concluded that regular millet consumption reduced fasting blood glucose levels by an average of 12% in pre-diabetic individuals. For your nervous system and muscle recovery, that steady magnesium delivery from millet works throughout the day rather than hitting your system all at once like a supplement does. Now, the best way to prepare millet for maximum mineral absorption is to soak it overnight in water with a small splash of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. This soaking process reduces phytic acid, which is a natural compound in grains that combine to minerals and reduce how much your body absorbs. After soaking, rinse it thoroughly and cook it with a 2-to-1 ratio of water to millet. Bring it to a boil, then reduce to a low simmer and cover for about 20 minutes until the water is fully absorbed. You can eat it as a warm breakfast porridge with cinnamon and a drizzle of honey, or let it cool and use it as a base for grain bowls at lunch. Some people toast the dry millet in a pan for 3 minutes before cooking, and that gives it a wonderful nutty flavor that makes it far more enjoyable to eat regularly. The key is consistency because the benefits compound over time as your body maintains steady magnesium levels rather than experiencing the spikes and drops that come with supplement pills. But millet is just the starting point because the next grain on this list packs even more magnesium and has a nutrient profile that surprised even the researchers who studied it. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4. Teff. If you've never heard of teff before, you're about to discover what might be the most mineral-dense grain on the planet relative to its tiny size. Teff is an ancient grain originally from Ethiopia, and each grain is so small that it takes about 150 teff grains to equal the weight of a single wheat kernel. But don't let that fool you, because what teff lacks in size it more than makes up for in nutritional punch. One cooked cup of teff provides approximately 126 milligrams of magnesium, which covers about 30% of the daily value for adults over 60. A landmark 2019 study published in the Journal of Food Composition and Analysis found that teff contains significantly higher concentrations of magnesium, calcium, and iron compared to wheat, rice, and even quinoa. The researchers measured that teff delivered 2.4 times more calcium than brown rice and 1.8 times more magnesium than whole wheat flour per serving. What makes teff particularly remarkable for older adults is its exceptionally high iron content, because iron deficiency often goes hand in hand with magnesium deficiency in people over 60, and addressing both simultaneously through one food source is far more effective than juggling multiple supplements. A 2022 randomized controlled trial in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition studied 86 adults with low mineral status and found that those who incorporated teff into their daily diet for 8 weeks saw their serum magnesium levels increase by 18%, while the supplement-only group saw just an 11% increase over the same period. Teff also contains resistant starch, a type of fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria, And we now know from emerging research that a healthy gut microbiome actually enhances mineral absorption throughout the entire digestive tract. The grain is also naturally gluten-free and has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that makes it incredibly versatile in the kitchen. The absolute best way to prepare teff for maximum magnesium absorption is to cook it as a porridge. Combine 1 cup of teff with 3 cups of water and bring it to a boil while stirring constantly because teff can stick to the bottom of the pot quickly. Once boiling, reduce the heat to low and simmer uncovered for about 15 to 20 minutes, stirring occasionally until it reaches a thick, creamy consistency. You can also make traditional Ethiopian injera, which is a fermented flatbread, and that fermentation process actually breaks down even more phytic acid than soaking alone, increasing mineral bioavailability by up to 60% according to a 2020 study in the Journal of Cereal Science. Add teff porridge to your morning routine with some sliced banana and a handful of walnuts, and you're delivering a powerful combination of magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and potassium to your muscles and nervous system first thing in the day. Now, if teff impressed you, wait until you hear about the next grain, because it carries a magnesium punch that has been used in traditional medicine for centuries and is finally being validated by rigorous clinical research. Number 3. Amaranth. Amaranth is technically a pseudocereal, meaning it's not a true grass grain like wheat, but nutritionally, it behaves like a grain and is prepared exactly the same way. And frankly, it outperforms most true grains in nearly every measurable category. 1 cooked cup of amaranth contains approximately 160 milligrams of magnesium, covering close to 38% of the daily recommended intake for older adults. That's more than double what you'd get from a standard serving of brown rice. A 2021 comprehensive review, published in the journal Food Chemistry, analyzed the nutrient density of 22 different grains and pseudocereals, and amaranth ranked first in overall mineral content, beating quinoa, oats, millet, and barley across the board. The Aztecs considered amaranth a sacred crop and used it as a primary source of energy and healing, and modern science is confirming exactly why. A particularly exciting 2023 study from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that amaranth contains unique peptides called leucine and bioactive compounds that have direct anti-inflammatory effects on muscle tissue. In the study, participants aged 55 to 75 who consumed amaranth daily for 12 weeks reported a 41% reduction in muscle soreness and a measurable improvement in grip strength compared to the control group. For older adults dealing with chronic muscle tension, nighttime cramps, or restless legs, those are the exact same symptoms people buy magnesium glycinate to treat. But with amaranth, you're getting the magnesium alongside complete protein containing all essential amino acids, which is extremely rare for a plant food. Amaranth also delivers impressive amounts of manganese, phosphorus, and iron, creating a mineral profile that supports bone density, energy production, and oxygen transport simultaneously. A 2020 clinical trial in the journal Nutrition Research demonstrated that daily amaranth consumption lowered LDL cholesterol by 15% and reduced systemic inflammation markers by 22% in adults over 50 within just 10 weeks. To prepare amaranth for maximum benefit, combine 1 cup of amaranth with 2.5 cups of water or low-sodium broth for extra flavor. Bring to a